Hello guys and welcome back. It is I, Tina, your eJuices.com social media guru here with you at eJuices.com live. I have here with me Alex and Brandi from Mob Liquid. Hi guys, thank you for joining us.
Hi.
And we're going to get into it in a minute, you guys, but first I'm going to roll that intro. We are back. So once again, for all of you who are joining us, my name is Tina. I am your eJuices.com social media guru, and I know that you guys love the Ask the Juice Maker segments. So we are here once again. If you guys have any questions regarding e-liquid, the manufacturing process, branding, we have two pros with us here, Alex and Brandi from Mob Liquid. Hello, you guys, and thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Oh, thanks for having us.
Of course, and it's especially special to us, you guys, because we are located in Las Vegas, as you all know, or maybe you didn't know, now you know. And Brandi and Alex are actually from Las Vegas as well. You can see Brandi's rocking that Vegas Strong shirt. And we're really excited to have you guys tonight. We're going to be getting into the whole e-juice making process, kind of the branding process and how you guys came about. And for all of you guys who are watching, Alex is also friends with Christian Buckingham from Ink Master, the TV show, who will be joining us around 7:20 p.m. tonight to answer a couple of questions and to assist in the giveaway that we'll be having at the end of the show. We're going to pick 3 winners. I've linked it below this video. So you guys, if you're interested in winning some awesome prizes, check out that giveaway. Now, Alex, Brandi, again, I'm so excited to have you guys, especially since you guys are from Las Vegas. Can you tell us a little bit about Mob Liquid?
Yeah, Mob Liquid, we started back in 2013. And when we came up with the brand, a lot of people were making brands at that time. And we had like over 100 and some flavors under a generic brand. And I came up with it. My dad passed away in 2011. And actually, it's a funny thing, but today's his birthday, March 6th. Happy birthday, Dad.
Wow.
We came up with the brand because of him and some different ties to you know, the thought of the brand. My dad was, if you've seen the movie Casino and Joe Pesci played Tony Spilatro, my dad was actually Tony Spilatro's jeweler. We came here from California in '71. Tony Spilatro from Chicago came to Las Vegas in '71. They became friends, as well as they called him Big Fat Herbie Glitzing. I'm friends with his son, Rick.
Oh, wow.
So one of the flavors on our brand is called Blitzing, one's Spilatro, and one's the jeweler, which was my dad. So when we came up with the thought of Mob Liquid, we got a federally trademark. We also, thought of the promotion, find Jimmy Hoffa in a bottle, and you win $500 cash. And back then, nobody was doing that kind of promotion, so we've had a few winners so far, and we got 3 more out there right now that are waiting to be found. So the customers, they open it, it says underneath the cap, it actually has a code. I don't know if you guys could see it here, but
oh, that's awesome.
This is just straight without the code, but if you see writing on there, it'll tell the customer to actually go back to the shop they purchased it from, and they won $500 cash.
That's so cool.
Yeah, when they do that, it promotes, it promotes the brand, it promotes the shop, and the customers are like, they love it. So
it's like a Willy Wonka golden ticket almost inside of the e-juice bottle.
Yeah, we've been doing it since 2013, and it's pretty good. Like in Las Vegas, the whole theme of mobster,
got the mob museum.
Yeah, and everything. So that's how we came up with it. My dad wasn't a mobster. My dad, he was just good friends with these guys, and he was one of the jewelry stores in Las Vegas that was never ever robbed. So every store in Vegas was robbed back in the 70s to the 83, let's say. And my dad was just known from Tony Spilatro. Everybody knew he was not to be messed with. But my dad was friends also with the DA's office, who was investigating these guys. So when these guys would be in my dad's jewelry store talking to my dad, all of a sudden the DA's office would walk in. They'd all walk by each other looking, because they knew those were cops. We were the bad guys, these were the good guys, and they were all friends with my dad. So I heard so many stories when I was a kid about it. And then when I saw the movie Casino, there was some truth to some of the stories that I heard when I was a little kid. So it was kind of cool to watch.
That's amazing. So he was kind of like the peacekeeper, if you will, like the middleman between the two worlds. That's so cool. So nobody messed with him, but he was also he had protection on both sides. That's crazy. You never hear about people like that.
Yeah,
crazy.
It was cool.
Very cool. So when did you guys end up starting the actual brand itself then?
We started back in 2013.
Okay.
That's when we started getting into the business. And at the end of 2013 is when we started doing the actual brand Mob Liquid. Much back then, yeah.
Very cool. So you had like a year where it was generic and then you trademarked Mob and all that stuff?
Yeah, our brand was pretty much, it was called Flavor Vapors, and we used to have 100 flavors. So some of the shops, we didn't go and just sell one brand or one flavor. We sold them this whole package. So they had access to 100 flavors. They got a huge menu for their wall with the name of their shop on top, and then it would coordinate with the samples. So back then, when I was getting shops to carry our stuff, they just carried so much of our product. It wasn't just a couple lines or a couple flavors.
Yeah, it was like the whole thing, all 100, right? Wow.
And then now, we started breaking everything up into tons of different brands.
100 flavors, that is a lot. Was it like all different profiles? Was it like dessert, fruit, mint, everything, or?
Pretty much everything, yeah. I mean, we do, she makes the brand, so she's the secret behind, our whole company pretty much. I get the credit because I'm out there a lot of times and stuff, but I always mention Brandi. She's the one that makes the flavors, and we do, we have a tobacco line, so when we try to help people quit smoking, we have them come in. Yeah, it's called 6 shooters. They'll come in and we try to get that line directed directly to their cigarette profile to get them to quit. So it's a natural conversion of, hey, just try this instead. And then we also have the desserts, the candies, the sweets, the fruits, just everything you can imagine. We just broke everything down into different brands.
Wow, that's amazing. And you know that people, when it comes to analogs and stuff, they always have their favorite, they have their specific brand or their specific taste that they like. That's so cool. And you guys are able to kind of tailor it towards that?
Yep.
Yeah, we've got everything from candies to fruits to tobaccos to custards. I mean, we've got everything.
That is so awesome. And then so then I'm sure that it was probably a difficult process of funneling it down to like a smaller number of flavors for Mob specifically.
Yeah, it was tough. We kind of have a mixture of it. We got, two of our really, really good custards, our Capone and Gotti. So Capone is just a really unique custard, banana, strawberries. But when we give the profiles, we always keep a couple little secrets. The mom always hides a little something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
Tina?
Just a little bit. Yeah, exactly.
So we don't tell everything about the lines, the profiles, but that Capone and the Gotti are the vanilla custards. Luciano is an amazing blueberry muffin that is just spot on. People, we create a whole line because of just that flavor.
I have tried that flavor and it is delicious, by the way.
We have Nothing But Muffins, which is a whole muffin line based off of that flavor.
Yeah, just basically because she did so good with that muffin line. So, and then we have Blitzstein, which is Rick Blitzstein. He's a friend of mine here in town. His father was Herbie Blitzstein. He was the one that was killed out here in Vegas. He used to be Tony Spilatro's right-hand man. But his flavor is guava with a signature menthol that we actually create ourselves. It's not a menthol that we purchase somewhere. We actually mix it and make it ourselves. And that guava does amazing. And then we have Spilatro is a bubble gum. Bugsy Seagull, we call it Seagull, is actual citrus, like a Pineapple Express kind of citrus flavor. And then the Jeweler is a kiwi strawberry yogurt flavor mix, which is my dad.
So did that correlate with anything did your dad like that flavor, or was it more like a personality sort of thing?
He loved yogurt.
He loved yogurt. Yeah, he liked yogurt. But no, we kind of all the flavors, I mean, Brandi talked about this, when we made them and picked up certain flavors for everybody, it's not like I wish I had the story to say, well, I looked up and found out that Capone used to love vanilla custard, or, but it's not really that. We kind of saw what the market was doing, what the consumers were liking and really doing well with. So we said, hey, let's just bring these 7 flavors and point them to the right guys, and that's it. So it wasn't necessarily that my dad loved kiwi, strawberry, nothing like that. Kind of just point those flavors to everyone.
Very cool. So do you guys, what is your guys' personally your favorite flavors in your line?
My personal, in the Mauve Liquid line?
Yes, in the Mauve Liquid line.
I love Capone. It's the strawberry banana custard. I absolutely love it. It's my personal favorite. I do like Gotti too, but I vape Capone all the time. I love it. And I like all of them, but I do like the Jeweler too, but my all day is Capone. I love it.
I love fruity desserts too, so I do not blame you. I like the combination of the two. What about you, Alex?
I don't vape, so I quit smoking. They're like, do you even vape, bro? No, I'm just joking. I actually quit smoking years ago, and when I quit smoking, I was fine. Brandi quit smoking, she wasn't fine.
Yeah, yours is a rarity. Most people aren't fine.
Fine.
So she went back to, she did research. There was no such thing as vaping anywhere in the States. There was no shops you can go to. And she would order from China.
Oh my gosh.
And if it was good, it was good. If it was nasty, she would just throw it away. But she started vaping back, like people would look at her like, what are you doing?
Yeah, my friends were all making fun of me.
Yeah.
And I thought, this could work. I just need to find a better device.
Yeah.
It was so crappy, the devices back then. And, the flavor was just, sometimes it was okay and sometimes it was just awful.
Yeah, never good, but.
Yeah, I did the job, right? Was this prior to like Blues and Ego, or was it like around that time?
It was probably right by like the Egos.
Okay.
Close to that, yeah.
Still.
But there were no shops, like here in Vegas, no vape shops at all. You could just walk in any vape shop or nothing.
Yeah.
So then when their vape shop did come about here in Vegas, one of the biggest ones, they opened, she would tell me and say, man, this place is crazy what they're doing over there. So that's kind of how we got into the business.
Wow, so we got an OG vapor among us then. Somebody from like 5-6 years ago, which is like unheard of. 7, 8, 9.
More like 10.
Yeah, more
like 10.
Wow. Okay, so like OG, like OOG. Okay. All right. Very cool. Very cool. So I know we talked a little bit about your guys' motivations as far as starting the brand. Kind of like the theme that you guys went with the, the mob theme and your dad and his kind of interactions and stuff. But as far as like your motivation for starting the brand itself, other than that, what was that motivation in 2013 specifically, especially Brandi, since you've been vaping so long?
My motivation on what? I'm sorry.
Your motivation for starting the brand when you did in 2013, when you guys moved it from kind of 100 flavors to making like a solidified brand.
Well, there were certain flavors that I thought were just amazing that we had already created, and Alex came up with the idea to create Mauve Liquid. So we figured we would take a little of each, some of the custards and some of the fruits, and then put them into that brand, just going with the flavors that I thought were amazing back then.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And custards and stuff are still super popular now. I mean, even from when you guys started.
They'll fade out for a little while, and we'll see some of the other flavors going crazy, and then all of a sudden they always seem to come back.
Yeah.
So can you guys give us a rundown? You mentioned a few of them. Can you give us a rundown of the full 7 flavors of Mauve Liquid?
So we've got Capone, which is a strawberry banana custard.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's Gotti, which is a honeydew banana custard. The Jeweler, which is a kiwi strawberry yogurt. Spilatro is a fruity, kind of a citrusy bubble gum, and Seagull, pineapple, orange, citrus.
Very cool. And I'm
Blitzstein, I can't forget Blitzstein is a guava with a hint of menthol, really super smooth. Our
Ooh.
menthol is not medicine-y, we make it ourselves. So it's just super smooth. It's an amazing flavor.
So it's more of like a light, like a gentle touch of mint versus like the that
Menthol.
comes from some of those menthols.
Just a hint of menthol. It's great. Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool, you guys. So, as far as like PG, VG ratios, what do you guys go with on your flavors for those?
70-30 for most of them. We do have a couple flavors in the Mob Liquid line that are 60-40, but other than that, the rest of them are 70-30.
And what about sizes and nick levels and stuff?
We go on the Mob Liquid line. We go all the way from, 0 to 24.
24 milligrams.
24
And we
milligrams.
also catered, back then, we catered to so many different sizes. We do 15 ml glass droppers, 30 ml glass droppers, 60 ml gorillas,
Wow.
120 ml
Twist cap.
twisty cap with a heat insulation seal cap. So we have so many different sizes. That's why with the FDA we have over 3,300 SKUs.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
For all the flavors and the brands, and because we do so many nick levels and so many bottle sizes on site.
Very cool. And so wow, so you have like a whole different and you guys, speaking of which, other than like Mob liquids, you have a couple of other lines as well, correct?
We do. We have. I'm sorry.
No, it's totally fine. Never apologize for a puppy barking. That's always okay in my book.
This is, I don't know if you can see that. This is PMS, which is, it is like our top seller.
Right now we're selling like this one flavor, thousands and thousands of bottles.
That is amazing.
Just going crazy. It's just one flavor.
It's PMS. It's peach, mango, strawberry. Amazing.
And you guys called it PMS. That's hilarious that it's selling out. For something called PMS, it's being sold out far and wide. It's amazing.
Best you'll ever want to have. And then this is Volcano, which is strawberry, coconut, pineapple. This is also my all-day vape. I go from Volcano to Capone, but this is, strawberry, coconut, pineapple, another amazing flavor. So
very cool.
Yeah, I mean, we got Kit Kat custard, we got lemon tea, we got so many brands. We got tons and tons of brands.
Sour straps.
Oh yeah, sour straps. I've tried that too. Delicious.
Yeah. 7 of those flavors in the sour straps line. So, yeah.
And speaking of all of those flavors, we've been talking about the sizes, the flavors. I'm actually going to take an opportunity to reiterate kind of like the giveaway that we have going on that you guys so generously have given us these amazing prizes for. So guys, for everyone who's watching, I know that some of you guys jumped in a little bit later. It's me, Tina, here with eJuices.com, and I have with me Alex and Brandi from Mob Liquid. Oop, this way, over here. And we're talking Mob Liquid. We're talking some of their other brands and flavors that they've got going on right now. Everything about e-liquid manufacturing, branding, and the like. So if you guys have any questions, we have 2 pros here with us who can answer all of your questions. So keep those questions coming in the live chat for me, you guys. And around 7:20 tonight, so in about an hour, we have a special guest, Christian Buckingham from Ink Master on TV, Spike TV, coming on with us to also join this discussion. He's friends with Alex over here, so be sure to stay tuned for that, you guys, and check out that giveaway, because winner number 1 is going to receive the entire Mob Liquid line, all of the flavors that we just talked about for Mob Liquid. Winner number 2 is going to receive PMS, and number 3 is going to receive 4 flavors of the Buckingham collection, which we're going to discuss later on, you guys. So, you guys, I would love to know kind of, so we got the background of your guys' brand, which I think is amazing, by the way, how it's this story from your father's upbringing and all these friends that he had and kind of the overall theme. But who would you say that your guys' brand is predominantly targeted to?
I'd probably say like a little bit older, like maybe 25 to the 65-year range. Some of the kids nowadays, this is a young man's game out there. I mean,
Yeah.
these guys are just killing it. They're doing amazing out there with brands and stuff. And our brand, I mean, if you say, "Hey, find Jimmy Hoffman, you win $500,"
They're like, "Who's that?"
"Who's Jimmy
Yeah.
They're gonna be like, "Jimmy who?"
Yeah.
So I'd say probably a little bit older. Although when you mention it to certain people, right away they love it. Here in Vegas, it's amazing for me. Like sometimes we'll talk about it. I'll drive around and I'll see a police officer vaping or something. I'll say, "Hey, what do you vape?" They're like, "Oh, I vape Gotti from Mom Liquid." And it's just awesome.
Yeah.
It's just such a great feeling when we see that.
That is awesome.
I'd say it's a little bit of the older.
And I've had people stop me in the supermarket because I have a shirt on, and they'll say, "Oh, you're with Mom Liquid," and "Oh, this is what I vape, and I love your stuff." It makes you feel really good.
Yeah.
That has to feel amazing. Not just that your brand is getting recognition, but that there are people recognizing you guys, stopping you guys, and being like, "Oh my God, that's you."
Right.
Because I'm sure that a lot of people in Vegas, especially, use you guys as their ADV. So that's got to be really cool.
For sure. He's had people want to take a picture with him because he's the Malt Liquid guy, and he gets all embarrassed.
It's so embarrassed.
It's funny.
What?
Yeah.
And you guys would say you're known pretty well among the vapors in the Vegas Valley then, because I knew about you guys before I'd ever spoken to you. But I mean that's awesome, especially where I feel like Vegas is kind of one of the big places out there that made vaping kind of like acceptable in daily society, if you will. I'm sure, Brandi, you experienced it a lot, that it went from "what are you doing" to, whatever people making whatever generalized comments about vapors and vaping,
Right.
to kind of the now more accepted segue into, that this is something that's going to be around for a while.
Right.
And that a lot of people are attached to this cause. So very, very cool. And I have more questions kind of regarding your guys' experience with kind of launching that vape environment in this city later on in the show for you. So so you said that Capone, which one's the blueberry muffin one?
Yeah.
And you said that one is the most popular one, you'd say, out of your line, or?
No, Blitzstein is probably the most popular, which is the guava with the hint of menthol, or signature menthol. That's probably the most popular in the Malt Liquid line.
Very cool. So have you guys considered maybe like taking that menthol and moving it into the other lines? Have you done that already as far as like your other flavors that you're working on?
So on this brand, compared to all the other brands, this one means a lot to me. So we don't do that. Like I've had people come to us and we do a bottle for some people and manufacture it for some people, and they've asked for some of the flavors on the model line and said, "Oh, we'll buy this many gallons, or we'll do this and that," and I just won't do it, for that brand. I'm not gonna compete with myself. Although there's everybody out there, they can make it, they try to make them, and they do sometimes. So, but yeah, it's just a brand that we kind of keep together.
I think that's great, though. I think especially with the, vape environment the way that it is, it's best, like you said, not to give away your secrets. Keep a little something up your sleeve, right?
Absolutely.
So for the benefit of our viewers, you guys, we named this show, well, there's a lot of different names for it. It's Ask the Juice Maker, Las Vegas segment featuring all these special guests. But since you guys are kind of, experts in this, for those of our audience who I see a lot of new people in the chat actually, can you guys go over the overall juice making process? How does it start? When is it concluded, as far as like creating the flavors, picking the flavors? On average, how long does it take for it to go from start to finish, from conceptual to it's in a bottle?
Well, sometimes I'll get an idea for a flavor, and sometimes it's a quick process where I'll go to make it and it'll just come out exactly how I want it. And then we have a process of taking, what I've made to various, shops, and we'll leave it with them. They'll try it. They'll have all their customers try it. And we actually get flavor rater papers so that people can rate the flavor. And, then we'll decide to put it out. And then there's other times that I want to make a flavor and it takes me forever, or it doesn't come out that great. And so then I move on to something else. But So when we know we've hit it out of the park and everybody agrees that they love it, then then Alex will design a label and a box, and then we'll think of a name, and it's a whole process, and we make it, let it steep, and then we put it out.
There's so many juices out there that nowadays when we talk about it's like I don't want to just put a flavor out there that people are like, oh yeah, that's pretty good,
Yeah.
So what we try to do is get the wow factor out of we call them flavorators, and we put the flavораtor sheets at all these different shops. They carry the product, have all their customers tested, and then when we get a certain number on a scale of 1 to 5, out of all these people, if it's 4s and 5s, and we see, everybody's asking for it, saying wow, then that's when we usually approve the flavor, and then come up with the aesthetics and the processing, marketing, and all that other stuff.
Yeah, and it sounds like, a very long process. So as far as like the flavors that don't quite make it to the table for some reason, is that usually that you guys found that you didn't think that it was going to be popular, or it didn't come out the way that you thought it was, or why don't those flavors, I guess, end up in the line?
Well, sometimes I'll make a flavor and it's so good that I don't even have to have anybody try it, but I do just to make sure. And then there's other times that I'll make a flavor and I'm never quite. Sometimes I'm just not quite sure if other people are gonna like it, and those are the ones that usually will get like mixed reviews. So
Yeah.
We have like, to answer your question, kind of like some of them we do put out there. So when a consumer calls us, or when the customers call us and they're saying, hey Alex, this is what we want, 10 flavors, we tell them what our best 10 flavors, our best sellers are, but we also let them know that some of the other flavors, let's say there might be a shop that says, Alex, I love that flavor, and none of us like it.
Right.
So if he loves it and he knows he can sell it and his customers love it, we'll still put it out for that individual customer.
Yeah.
That's cool. Very cool. So yeah, it sounds like you guys have a level of customization there then, at least for the people who want it. Even if it's not in the overall plan.
Like, everybody has different palates, so we might think something's amazing, and you might taste it and say, oh my God, that's the worst juice I ever tried.
Yeah.
It's true. It really is, though. So not everybody's going to taste our product and be like, wow, that's the best juice. But we have people that say that's the best juice I ever had. You guys won't eat that all day. I don't like these other brands. And then I'm sure they say the same to the other brands as well.
Yeah, I'm sure.
There's different palates and tastes out there.
So, I mean, I definitely agree. I think that it's like a huge, arduous undertaking. Not arduous, but it's like a very long undertaking to get flavor from, concept to finished product. What about your guys' steeping time? How long do you usually do that? And again, if I'm delving into too many secrets, that's okay. You don't have to give us, the whole wagon. It's fine.
It's a little, we don't really talk about the steeping process of what we do. There's just, certain things that when we make our products and stuff, we do it a little different.
That's totally fine. Totally fine. As far as like Las Vegas now, because you guys, I love, the fact that not only is this based on your father, but you've got the whole Mob Liquid thing going on in Las Vegas, which we know has very unique roots. And, Brandi's over there wearing her Vegas Strong shirt. And I've grown up most of my life here in this city. So, again, it's just a real treat to have you guys on here and to be able to kind of discuss this. So first, I'd love to hear how you guys ended up in Las Vegas. Are you guys like native to here? Or did you move here?
Yeah, I've been here since 1979.
Okay.
So moved here from Chicago.
Wow, okay. I'm from Chicago. I mean, I don't really remember it. I was born there, but I moved from Chicago to Vegas too.
Outside Chicago. So all my family's still back in Chicago, but yeah, I came here 1979. So I've been here a really long time. I've seen a lot of changes in Vegas, and I'm definitely a native.
And I came from 71 from California, San Fernando Valley. The year I was born, 71, there was a big earthquake. My parents said, let's get out of here. So they left California, came straight to Vegas. And my brother was also born in late 71 out here. So he's a true native, born here. and then I've been here my whole life since '71. So.
Okay, so you guys, wow, you've really seen it change. You saw it go through 80s, 90s, Adelson, Vegas to current, you know, the crazy changes that it's gone through just over the past 5 years. That's crazy.
When you go to Lake Mead and come back at night, driving back, you would see just a little circle in the middle of the valley. I don't know if you've been here that long, but it was all the lights of Las Vegas, the casino, just in the middle. Now you drive over and it's grown so much. It's incredible.
Oh, yeah. All over the valley, everything used to be like small lights, and now everything's built up into the mountains. It's insane. And then you've got, you know, the boom kind of coming back after the whole economic thing a few years ago. So now they're building even more, and it's just crazy. So, so you guys, okay, we have a question in the live chat from KBN. They ask, how is Vegas life compared to Chicago?
Brandi?
Well, I haven't been to Chicago. I mean, living there in a long time, but when I do go back to visit, I could say it's a lot warmer. Chicago's freezing and cold, so I could never live in Chicago again just because I just absolutely hate the cold. But the people are amazing in Chicago. I absolutely love the people out there. They seem just so down to earth, and I just love the people in Chicago, and the food is great too.
Deep dish pizza for sure. I am a fan. So,
yeah,
yeah, you know, I would have to agree with that too. I visited Chicago a few times, even though I moved away when I was really young. My brother went to UIC in the city. So whenever we would go to visit him for college, I was like, no, never again. It's the sun. I need the sun. I need the warmth. I need the West Coast. So.
It's just so cold there. It hurts your face when you walk outside in the wintertime.
Yep.
It hits you right in the face.
Yep, definitely. And we've got people in the chat talking about the Raiders coming, and now we've got the Knights and stuff, and the soccer team coming. I mean, what you guys have seen it grow. What is your kind of opinion on all these like pro teams and all this investment coming into the city now?
It's amazing.
He thinks it's amazing, and all I think is more traffic.
Yeah, right.
More traffic.
We're like, oh, California's coming over with traffic, but no, it's amazing. Vegas Golden Knights is incredible, you know, to see what's going on with the hockey team, and I'm sure the football team coming out here is going to be a pretty good thing too. So I'm a Steelers fan, though. Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe the Steelers are come out to the new stadium. You know, like why not? It's going to be gorgeous. Very cool.
Prices are going to go up too for homes, and rent I've heard is all going up, like to rent a house and stuff because of all the Raiders coming. I just see a lot more traffic. That's all I see.
Yep, and every other license plate being a California driver.
Exactly.
They're all coming over. We took their in and out, so they're taking our streets. Talking about Vegas specifically, you know, for those of you guys who popped in a little late, Mob Liquid is actually located here in Las Vegas, where we're actually located. So other than an Ask the Juice Maker segment, I thought it'd be cool to ask some Vegas-related questions. And Brandi, you're an OG vapor, so either one of you guys want to ask this question, but I'm probably going to aim it more at you. What was the initial vape environment in this city when it first started popping up in the valley? When did it, like, in your opinion, what year did it become like a regular accepted daily occurrence in the city of Las Vegas?
I think that really over the past 2 years is when it's become accepted and more. I see vapors everywhere. I see, you know, a car in front of me that all of a sudden I'll see a big cloud come out of the sunroof, and you know, a lady over here at this, you know, eating dinner, she's sitting outside vaping, and I've really seen it grow within the past 2 years, where just so many people are vaping, like the past 2 years. Yeah.
But here in Vegas, I think like 2009 was when it kind of hit pretty strong. That's when the shops started opening up.
Yeah, a lot of vape shops and stuff like that. But now it's like everywhere I go, I see people vaping everywhere. And it's awesome.
It is, and even in like 2009, I saw those stores that you were talking about, but they seemed more kind of like a novelty more than like a regular occurrence. Versus right. Now, there's a vape shop right across the street from where I live. So,
Yeah, it's everywhere. I mean, back in the day when I was vaping, people would just look at me like, a weirdo. So everybody would just stare at me like I was a crazy person. And now it's, really accepted, and it's great to see it.
Very cool. So we've got a couple of questions. Actually, the live chat's blowing up, so I'm just gonna send them your way. But let's see. The first one, TJ would like to know, do you find it difficult to continue coming up with new flavors?
Yes. It is difficult coming up with new flavors because we have what do we have, like 300 flavors or something?
Yeah, really, because of FDA, you can't come up with anything new. But this is the year that we're gonna actually having to start registering the actual recipes.
Yeah.
So on some of the ones that we did back then, we're kind of reformatting a little bit to make them way better, and gonna test them. So Brandi has a huge amount of work on her hands for everything that we do, but because she's the one that makes them.
Yeah.
She's
So
like, yeah.
she's like, yeah, I know, but yeah, I mean, the flavors are just so much stuff you can do, and so many we've done that people
So
have.
many that we've done.
I've had people come that are big in the industry sit down and taste one of our flavors that they're like, why isn't this out yet? Like, why don't you? Are you guys kidding me?
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, we got. I mean, there's a lot.
We just have so many.
So.
You're like, we got stuff to do before we can do anything with this.
Do all the work.
Awesome. So, TJ, I hope that answered your question. Yes, it is very hard to come up with new flavors.
Yes.
Cartius, I hope that I'm pronouncing that correctly, would like to know how you guys made the move to full production.
Full production. I don't understand the question really. Like what they're asking.
Okay, Cartius, if you could clarify in the chat what you mean as far as full production, that would be so great. Thank you. Another question we have is a silly question. Has the panel ever thought about putting out an April Fool's juice as a limited run?
No.
No, yeah.
There you go. Maybe someday, guys. Yeah, I know that it's coming around, so maybe
What
we'll
we could do is we could take pre-orders, and then on April Fool's,
there you
we'll
go.
just say, April Fool's!
Fools.
Nothing, we got a ton of money.
be like, just kidding.
Good idea.
Good idea, babe.
Very cool. So we have, let's see if I can find it. I think I'm going to wait for a clarification on the question regarding full production. So I'm going to wait for that one to come in. But for another question, like Vegas specific, since we were talking about that before, do you guys find that there are any other like niches that the Vegas vapors specifically fit into? Like, do they have any other shared hobbies that you've noticed other than vaping that you see a lot of vapors at here in the Valley?
Oh, really? Again, that's too much. Oh,
That's a
no.
hard question.
That's a hard question. There's so many vapors and everybody's into so many different things, I mean, I know there's a lot of vapors that are into the cloud comps. There's a whole scene on that,
Yeah.
We used to be back in the day a little bit. We would show up a little bit more. We do sponsor some if they ask us to. If they're customers of ours and stuff like that, we'll sponsor. Even if they're not customers of ours, sometimes we sponsor some and do some giveaways and stuff like that.
Very cool.
But we're not in, we're a little older. I'm 47. I'm not into going out there and.
And I'm 21, so.
She's 20.
You're younger than me. No, it's great, you guys. I think that's definitely, I know what you mean. I myself am not a cloud blower. I am a flavor tester and, storyteller occasionally, but, no, cloud, I got no lung power. So you won't catch me there either, even if I fit into that whole thing. Maybe I'll have a backwards cap on and then we'll talk about it. So we have quite a few questions. We got clarification on that earlier question. which is that they want to know kind of, let's see. So the initial question was, when did you guys make the move to full production? How did you guys make the move to full production? And what he means by that is license for tobacco-related products, fees, business licenses. What made you think that it could work?
Just gotta follow the, policies and everything that they're putting in front of us. When they speak about certain registration and PMTAs and things with big tobacco, we don't know what's going to happen, with the licensing and stuff, how far it's going to go. The regulations are going to get harder and harder. So we don't know if the FDA is going to be a little bit more lenient, but you just have to follow the law and follow the rules. If they're saying you have to be registered, then register. If you have to do this, you have to do this. And we just got to keep doing what we can until it comes to the situation that we're like, oh, wow, we need $50 million and we don't have it, or whatever comes up, that's how we've always felt. So when we started our lab, we pretty much self-regulated. Nobody's ever come to me and said, hey, Alex and Brandi, you need your guys in lab coats. They need to have hairnets. They need to have gloves. They need to have booties on their shoes. They've never done that. We went and purchased everything and started that immediately.
Wow,
so
okay.
When we did that and saw other people, that were doing it a little different from us, that's their prerogative. But what we felt is like, hey, this is like somebody making food for us or somebody doing a product that consumers are taking. We want to be the most respectful way of manufacturing that we can be, to make sure that, it's done right, If any of my guys ever show up and they're like, I don't feel good, I think I might be catching COVID, they don't think nothing. You ask her, they go home immediately.
Right away.
I'm like, get out of here. I don't take no risk.
Yeah.
And we just feel, the safety stuff that we do has always worked for us. And I think people value the product. And I've heard people tell me the way you guys manufacture and do things, Alex, I love it. We've invited some people to the lab. We invite you to come with your team. Anytime you want.
Thank you, of course.
Like Matt, Curtis, we asked them. We're going to have the whole sales team come down too. So you guys are more than welcome. Just let me know what day you guys can come through, and we'll show you what we've done and how we do everything.
Awesome. I will round all the hooligans up over here and bring them over. All of them, Matt, Curtis, all of them. So I hope that answered your question. We have quite a few more coming in, so I'm just going to kind of go rapid fire. Marcus Cruz would like to know, are you guys going to make any flavors from nicotine salt? Which seems to be like a very hot topic right now.
Yes, we are working on that now. We will have,
Yep. She's making the flavors, so she's specifying them. One of them already got great reviews, which is actually blitzing. They were like, oh my God, is this out yet? They want it already. So we already got some great reviews. She's working on 2 other ones. And when she gets those done, we're ready to go. We got the labels in today. We got the bottles in today.
Wow.
We're doing 30 ml B3 Gorilla Chub Stubs. They're little chubby stubs with a real nice tip. So to fill the pods and all that, it's real easy to fill. And we're ready to go.
Yeah.
Like I said, Brandi's got a lot of work.
I got a lot of work.
But it sounds like you're making it work, though. It sounds like it's doing well. So your work sounds like it's well worth it. So
Big Pulse is right around the corner.
Right? So Marcus, they're on top of it, man. They got it. Be checking because they're going to be coming out with those soon. So I actually saw a question in the live chat regarding our giveaway, so I'm going to take another pause, just kind of reiterate for people who came in a little bit late, kind of what's going on, and then we'll continue with the questions. So for all of you guys who are tuning in, or if you came into the show a little bit late, hello, it is me, Tina, your eJuices.com social media guru. I have here with me Alex and Brandi from Mob Liquid, who are not only awesome juice makers, not only are they pros when it comes to the vape industry, branding, e-juice manufacturing, etc. But they're here in Las Vegas, where we're also located. So aside from doing Ask the Juice Maker, we're doing a little bit of a Las Vegas segment. And Alex surprised us. He has a friend, a very, very special friend. You guys may know him from Spike TV's Ink Master. His name is Christian Christian Buckingham, and he will be joining us around 7:20. So in about 35 minutes, he'll be hopping on. We'll be asking him some questions too. So if you guys have any questions for our guests, for Christian when he hops on, be sure to ask them in the chat. We'll cue them for you guys. Now, for the giveaway, we have a link underneath the video, you guys. I know a lot of you are waiting to see what it is. So Alex and Brandi have hooked us up with some awesome prizes. We have 3 winners this week, and all 3 winners must be present at the end of this show. So as soon as we draw the winners, you guys, you have to be in the chat. You have to be present. If you're not here, we're going to wait a little bit, and then we're going to move on to one of the next entrants to make sure that it's fair for everybody who's entering. So winner number one is going to receive the entire Mob Liquid line, which we have discussed in detail at the beginning of this show. Some delicious flavors, you guys. Winner number 2 is going to receive PMS, which is hilarious and also selling out like crazy. There it is. And winner number 3 is going to receive 4 flavors from a line that we're going to discuss when Christian Buckingham joins us. So be sure to check that out, you guys. Enter that giveaway. We're going to be pulling the winner around 7:40, 7:45-ish, right before we wrap up the show. And please keep your questions coming. They're so good. I appreciate it. I'm sure that Alex and Brandi appreciate it, so please keep them coming. So Alex and Brandi, we have a question from Rolf Potter III, who said, do you take recipe requests or suggestions?
Yeah, we used to, like right now, a lot of people are still asking and stuff, but anything prior to 2016, we're not supposed to be, anybody's not really supposed to be doing any new products. So we don't, I got people coming after, us sometimes still telling us, hey, will you guys make this or do this? And we really don't. We have all the stuff that we have registered, we've had it back then under different stuff, and then we made different brands with them. So, yeah, we really don't take, requests. It's all because of the FDA. So if it wasn't, I mean, the fun part of this business is creating some new stuff, creating the new labels, the designs, the names, and it's fun. Like, especially when she sees her, creation, comes to finished product, and all of a sudden it works. You have some that don't work, and you have some that just do amazing, and it's like, wow, it's a great feeling. But right now we still have so many that we haven't even put out that they're out, but they haven't been put out yet, the right way. So we got a lot going on. So to answer the question, no.
I think it does. It does. It's you're regulated right now. Currently, you're doing what you can. I think that answers the question perfectly. So. We have another question from Patrick Ritter, and I know that you guys kind of touched on this a moment ago, but if you could reiterate for him. Mod Liquid, are you able to give a public tour of your facility with a tasting at the end, like a brewery tour, or does that reveal too many secrets / is it unsanitary? I think it would be cool.
That's something that we would maybe be, open to. I mean, we'd like people to know where the product is being manufactured, by who it's being manufactured, and how it's being manufactured. So are they going to be able to see certain secrets on how we do things? They're not going to be able to view certain things that we won't show them.
Or come to my juicer.
Yeah, or come to my when we built the lab, we got a specific room that, it's probably like, it's not too big or whatever, 800 square feet, probably just for Brandi. And that's where she creates and does everything. But we have machines, all my guys in lab coats working and stuff that most of the time we walk people through there all the time that come and do business with us. They'll come to town from out of state and stuff.
As far as having somebody try the flavors, I always love for somebody to try our flavors.
That sounds like a cool thing, actually. Maybe putting something together, for customers, and maybe put some kind of promo out there and do like 10 at a time or.
Oh, that's cool. Literally like Willy Wonka. You guys have the magic tickets, and then you're opening like the gates to 10 people. That's awesome. I love that. So you guys, we have another question. What are you doing to encourage trial and loyalty to your brand? So obviously you guys have your fan base, you said that it's a little bit older, and I'm sure like they appreciate the names and the flavors and everything. But other than just kind of like branding and what you guys have as far as the code, which is awesome, by the way, are you guys doing anything else to encourage loyalty?
Well, I I mean, we take pride on our, we do have great customer service. So we have, I don't know if that's what he means, but we have customers that, I mean, that talk to you all the time and say, I love going through you guys. The customer service is amazing. We have fast shipping. Our flavors they're never different. They're always exactly the same. So
some of the customer loyalty that we have too with some of these guys are like, some of our customers are like family. Like we'll go out to the movies with them. We'll go to dinners. We do Christmas parties together. We do Thanksgiving. So not a lot of the shops. I don't have a lot of shops that have our products out there, but the ones that do, we've all been there for each other in certain times in this business. So. Yeah. A lot of them have been always loyal. Some of them, they're like, Alex, I get rid of juices every day. We get, we'll keep your stuff. It'll never go away. And they've been with us since 2013. So we don't have a huge loyalty, a huge amount of shops, but the shops that we do have always done very well with us and have always been very loyal to us with the brand and all of our brands. So.
Yeah, and I think it's something that keeps people, loyal to us and coming back to us all the time is consistency. So I know some people say, their juice used to taste one way and, now it doesn't. So that's one thing about us.
And you never hear that with us.
We're always consistent and it always tastes the same.
I feel like that's really important, especially for people, especially if you're trying to encourage loyalty, the consistency of the flavor. Right. People like what they like, how they like it.
Right. They don't want it to change.
Definitely. So as far as I know I keep hopping back and forth between generalized questions, audience questions, Vegas related questions. So I only have one or two more Vegas related questions for you guys. Was it hard, I guess, to get to be, Brandi, because you seem to be kind of like a pioneer in this, in Nevada vaping and stuff since you started on so early. And I'd like to say that people like you guys are people that helped to get the industry up and running in the Valley, especially even 2013 was still pretty early because like you said, a lot of stuff started booming in 2015 or 2016. So did you find, that it was incredibly difficult to kind of get the vape industry rolling in the city of Las Vegas and having your your piece in it, if you will, and did it relate to anything that's specifically with Nevada, or was it more of a federal thing if there were any difficulties?
What are you looking at me?
That's a lot. It's a loaded question.
Yeah, that's a pretty loaded question. I'm trying to follow it. You mean who did I get to start vaping and
yeah, I guess, did you run into any difficulties being such an early vapor that were maybe specific to the state of Nevada, or were they more you had issues on a higher level, federally getting everybody on board with it here? Since you guys, you had your flavors, you're sending out, 100 different flavors to vape shops and stuff.
Yeah, I think, in Vegas it started becoming a lot more popular than say Chicago. When I would tell, I have, family back there, that a cousin of mine that smokes cigarettes, and when I try to talk them into vaping, I think that they're just catching on a lot slower than we are here in Vegas. So they were more against the whole vaping thing, thinking, it's bad, it's worse than cigarettes and all that stuff that they're following. But now they're catching on a lot more. Out here in Vegas, we've got a lot of people to quit smoking and start vaping. His aunt smoked for, I don't know how many years, 40 something years. And her, what does she have? What's it called? What's it called? OPD? When you can't.
When they're breathing, when they can't breathe real good.
Oh, I know that. I can't think of the name either, but I know what you're talking about.
COPD. Her doctor told her that he would rather have her vaping than smoking, so she started vaping. My best friend, she started vaping shortly after I did. She quit smoking. So we've had a lot of people out here that we've gotten to quit smoking and start vaping, which is awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you'd say it was even, so you would say on the flip side that you found that it would be easy, like Las Vegas is a city it's easier to start something like this than in places like Chicago, for instance.
Yeah, I think it's more socially accepted out here than it is back there. I think it will be. They'll get there, but they're always a little bit behind us, so they'll get there eventually. But I think it's definitely more socially accepted out here. And I mean, you see how it works. I know how it works. I used to smoke 2 packs a day. And, my breathing, if I was going up the stairs, I would be out of breath. And just from coughing, I always had that little bit of a smoker's cough, that I could hear.
Yeah.
I don't have that anymore. I've been vaping for over 10 years and I don't have a cough anymore. I don't run out of breath when I go up the stairs. I mean, so I know it works. I'm just 100% for vaping. I absolutely love it. Not only do I love vaping and all the flavors, but I know what it's done for me. I tried to quit smoking and I couldn't. I just went crazy. So when vaping came out, it saved me. I think it saved my life pretty much because it's just amazing. I don't have any of the problems I had when I was smoking.
And I think that's why people are so passionate about it, because I think that there's a lot of people out there who would agree with that statement wholeheartedly, that that it saved their lives, that it made everything easier, that their breathing feels better. So definitely good to hear that we are in an environment where it not only has had the opportunity to grow very quickly, but continue to grow and even be an industry leader for other cities. So very cool to hear. So I know I said that was the last of the Vegas questions, but I lied because we have some in the live chat. These aren't vape related. It's just, sometimes the people who are watching, they really love to get to know you guys as people too and kind of see the face behind the brand. So Alex wants to know, what are your guys' favorite restaurants in Las Vegas?
So one of our favorites right now is, so back in the day, there used to be these places that were like little secrets,
Mm-hmm.
Back then there was one called Berzano's, I think. So you would go there late at night. They had specials, great Italian food. Great. So now we just talked about it probably like 5 months ago. We're like, man, I miss these places
that are open 24 hours.
That are open 24 hours.
Yeah.
Making food, drinks, this, that. So one of our favorites is the Fire Rock Casino. Fire Rock Restaurant. It's not a casino.
Fire Rock Restaurant.
Yeah. It's, the food, it's really
the bread. It's the bread.
I'm diabetic. This bread is so good. I'm telling you, Tina, let's go to Fire Rock tonight.
You got one life to live, right? One life. Now I'm gonna have to get this from you guys. So what is it? It's called Fire Walk or Rock?
Fire Rock.
Okay, I'm gonna go because I've already heard enough about the bread. You don't even need to get onto the main courses for me to want to go.
It should be illegal. It really should be illegal.
They come in this little heated thing, like just from the oven, and it's like freshly baked with butter, and then the food that they have is just all.
The artichoke really dip is like the best artichoke dip.
Girl, no, don't tell me. That's what I get. That's my go-to appetizer at every restaurant I go to ever.
we do like Carrabba's too. We go to Carrabba's.
We like
it there, yeah.
It's good. It's chill, nice ambiance, good food, good prices for sure. The one on Eastern?
We go to the one on West Charleston.
Ah, okay. See, I go to the one on Eastern a lot, so I'm a fan of Carrabba's as well. Okay, Fire Rock. Definitely got to check that out. Fire Rock. Then Michael would like to know, what's your guys' favorite Vegas show?
We don't really go to shows.
Only when our family
Only when my family comes. That's the only time I go on the Strip. I really stay away from there as much as possible.
Yep.
I think the last show that we went to go see was that Magic guy, Chris Angel.
Oh.
Yeah,
cool.
It was pretty good.
We went and saw Blue Man Group.
We saw Blue Man Group.
Good.
Oh,
Alright.
cool.
I'm not really into the shows. None of them really wow me. I mean, I'm sure they do to other people, but when you're from Vegas, it's kind of hard to impress.
Yeah. I know, I'm a total snob now. If places aren't open past midnight and if there aren't good, like, trapeze acts in the air, I'm unimpressed. So, We have another question from Patrick Ritter. He asked if Mob Liquid will be at Foxwoods.
Yes.
Oh,
Sure.
okay.
So this year, we stopped for a long time doing conventions. This year I went to TPE, went to the one in Ontario. We just walked them and we wanted to see what was going on a little bit to kind of get back into it. So yes, we're going to be at Foxwoods. I'll be flying on the 15th to Connecticut. And we got our booth set up there, which Mike from Giant Babes helped us out on that. They were completely pretty much sold out, it seemed like, and these guys kind of pushed it for us. But yeah, we're pretty excited about it. So I got a couple guys we're taking with us, and we're gonna knock on wood. We might be putting out the Mob Liquid Salt Nick if she does it.
Ooh, at Foxwoods.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be busy.
so we're gonna try to see if she can knock it out. If she can, I'm gonna pretty much launch it out there with our other stuff. And yeah, we're excited. We're gonna do this convention. We feel real good about it. So.
Very cool. Well, we've got some people, Patrick, Jason, we've got some people in the chat who are saying they're going to be there. So, guys, hit up Mob Liquid when you're there.
Booth 803.
They're going to be there. 803, you guys. And Patrick also, the same one who is, I'm sure, going to visit you guys at Foxwood, had another question. Alex and Brandi, you both started vaping around the same time Grim Green started vaping and started his channel. Did you watch him back then, and did you go to any of the first vape events?
I used to watch Grim Green all the time. I watched all of his videos way back in the day, and I don't think we went into anything, did we?
No. I actually spoke to him back then in the day.
Oh.
I asked him, I think, to test our stuff out, to let us know if he liked it or this and that. And we just, I guess he was real busy or something, so we never, linked up.
Yeah.
Okay.
I used to watch all of his videos.
Yeah, he's been around forever too. He's been around for a while. He's accumulated quite a following, especially in the vape realm. It's hard to get that many people to follow you on YouTube, definitely. So.
I think I used to watch him to find out what his thoughts were on different tanks and stuff. If I wanted to tank, or what he thought about different devices, so that's why I used to watch him.
And now he's got like God knows how many videos on God knows how many subjects. So.
Right.
Crazy. It's a lot.
Yeah, definitely. So we got somebody said you should try Black Bear. Y'all should try Black Bear Diner. It's a great place to eat at in regards to our conversation about food.
I've been there. Black Bear Diner is good. Like, I think it's a good breakfast place. Yeah.
I've never been
It's
there.
good. Black Bear Diner.
All right. Thanks, KBN. Banked. Got it. So for you guys, I'm going to keep any of the questions coming from the live chat. So guys in the chat, keep them coming. Got some of my own, and I'm going to take this opportunity to do another kind of spiel, get everybody on board with where we're at in the show right now and where we're going for the rest of the show. So guys, hello, it is me, Tina, with eJuices.com live. If you just came in pretty recently, I am here with Alex and Brandi from Mob Liquid, who are so graciously explaining the e-juice making process, their branding process, the history of kind of vaping in Las Vegas, telling us about them as people, so we're getting kind of a face behind the brand. And we have a special guest coming on at 7:20, so in about 17 minutes, we actually have Christian Buckingham from Spike TV's Ink Master coming on. Alex is a friend of his, so we're all going to be chatting on here for the last 20 minutes or so of the show, and we will be selecting the winner of that giveaway around 7:40, 7:45-ish. And like I said, Alex and Brandi have been so generous that they even threw in so many awesome prizes for this giveaway. So winner number one is going to receive the entire Mob Liquid line. If you guys came in late, you can rewind this live show to hear about what those flavors are, their VG/PG ratios, etc. Winner number two is going to receive PMS, which is another very popular flavor of theirs. And Brandi's got it right there for you guys. And winner number three is going to receive 4 bottles out of an e-liquid line that we are going to be discussing once Christian gets on the show. So if you guys have not entered that giveaway already, Go do it now. One more thing for me to add, you guys. If you are entering that giveaway, be sure to stay the entire show, because if we draw you and you're not here in the chat and we're like, where is this person? They won. We're going to skip over you and go on to the next applicant so that it's fair. Everybody's here in the show gets a chance. So, all right. So we've got about 15 minutes, you guys, till Christian comes on. So we've got some questions, and then when he comes on, we've got some questions for all of you guys, for him, for the three of you, and then we're going to go ahead and select that giveaway winner. So for you guys, kind of veering away from the Vegas questions and kind of more into the more generalized vaping questions, what do you guys feel are some other aspects of the eJuice manufacturing process that are misunderstood by the general public?
I've heard a lot of people out there sometimes, they'll say, oh, everybody's making it in the garage, or everybody's making it in their bathtubs, or, stuff like that. It's like, I've never heard of anybody or known anybody that has made it in their bathtub. Back in the day when we started making juice, we made it in our house in the living room. We started testing. That's how we learned how to make juice. But when we got into business, pretty quickly, right away, we went straight to building our lab and getting into business and doing it the right way. But yeah, I think that some people are, they're a little misguided and confused when they say that. I don't think that. Hopefully nowadays there's not people making it at their houses, and we've come so far already. It's kind of like, look, we got it, but now the FDA, different regulations. People need to do it the right way, and companies need to support the people doing it the right way.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, 100% agree, especially when it's getting to the point of where it's really like a make or break moment, I think, for this industry, because it is being taken so seriously right now, and there are so many things circulating around it that we should definitely be supporting the people who are doing it right. That's not to say that people, it's not to not encourage DIY, but make sure that you're safe. If you are doing it, don't do it in a bathtub, and make sure that you're following all your legal guidelines and everything.
Get kids and stuff, use the right bottles just in case you have kids around. Some of these products people take for granted. We do it every day, so we kind of know and feel like, oh yeah, it's no big deal, or this and that.
Yeah.
When you get down to it and think about it, you gotta be, especially like you mentioned, DIY makers out there, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful if you got your kids, your dogs, or the phone rings and you're messing with nicotine and the bottle's open, and you gotta be really careful. That just makes us all a big, huge black eye on the industry.
Yep.
Whenever you hear these stories, whenever you see them on Facebook, I personally will never share any of those stories.
Yeah, and you never hear.
You're studying it. Leave it alone.
You never hear the good stories either. There's so many out. I mean, you hear them on vape channels, but you always hear, oh, the New York Times just came out with this post about how this person left it in their kitchen and the dog knocked it over and ate it or something. And it's like, oh, it's terrible for you. And it's like, okay, why is this circulating everywhere? Like, why are my friends who don't vape sending this to me? But all of the good isn't being talked about. Yeah, exactly. So it's definitely something that, it's like, don't ruin it for everybody else, definitely. So follow the guidelines. Any of you guys out there, not discouraging DIY, make sure that you're safe though. Message from eJuices.com. So, and from Mob Liquid. So you guys, we have some semi-vape related questions, some not. So I'm just going to go with you guys. So we have Patrick once again asking, with all the recipes that you guys have logged in the books, do you have a tea or a cherry flavor? And I remember you mentioning a tea flavor earlier, right? A lemon tea?
We do. We have an amazing lemon tea flavor that is spot on. Lemon tea, it's awesome. So it's a pretty big seller.
Yeah, and it's available on eJuices.com.
It is.
So you can go there and get it.
Very cool.
Not so much with the cherry. Cherry's a hard flavor. It tends to taste like cough syrup.
Yep.
A hard flavor. So I don't mess with cherry too much.
We made a long time ago a cherry tobacco, and it was like really good. Yeah. That's probably the only cherry we ever made that was like, wow, it was good. But other than that, we don't mess with cherry at all.
No, cherry's a hard one.
I don't blame you guys. I stay away from cherry flavors for that reason because I'm afraid that I'm gonna get a whole puff of cough syrup, and I'm just like,
not a very
I'm good. Even with most fruits, I tend to have I like a fruit dessert combo. I like something like to add a little extra, so it's not super powerful, but that's just me. So Hunter Phelps wants to know, this has nothing to do with vaping, but he's just curious, what is your guys' favorite sandwich and why?
Favorite sandwich?
I like a turkey.
He
like
likes
a turkey
turkey.
ranch sub or something.
He likes turkey and I like Reuben's. So
Oh, okay.
Reuben with a little sauerkraut on it. So.
Very nice. I'm a Philly cheesesteak kind of girl myself, but
Yeah. I'm about my Philly cheese, so it's gonna be,
and KBN would like to know, what are your guys' favorite setups for 2018? So mod-wise, flavor-wise, what are you guys puffing on right now?
Okay, I have my all-time favorite setup, which you guys are not gonna like this, probably because it's so girly, but it's got the rainbow color, but
I love the rainbow, so.
this tank, honestly, I've tried so many different tanks and so many different coils, it's ridiculous. But this tank, which is the Fire Luke mesh tank, is amazing. I've never had such good flavor in all the years that I've been vaping. This tank is absolutely amazing. It's the Max Fire Luke mesh tanks.
Have you tried it yet, Tina?
I have not, but it sounds awesome.
It's the best flavor I've ever had, and I've been going, it's been 10 days on this coil, so
Wow.
coil lasts, and I've never had such good flavor ever. So I won't change tanks again. I mean, I'm just in love with this tank,
Very cool, very cool.
Yeah.
I love the ones that bring out the flavor. I need to find a better one. I've got an Arctic. I have an Arctic tank. It's fine, but
Yeah.
very cool. This is mine. I got the I think someone in the chat actually said this was their favorite setup too, but I got the Tesla Sig Nano. It's like all steampunky looking. And then I've got this like Arctic tank on it, but this tank it's old. I need a new one. So I'm going to try out the one that you guys are recommending. I'm going to take your word for it. What is it called again?
It's called the Max Fire Luke mesh tank.
Okay. Sorry, I'm like writing it down right now.
Max Fire Luke, FIRELUKE.
Tank.
Fire Luke mesh tank.
Mesh tank.
Yep.
Okay, cool. I'm definitely going to give that a try, you guys. 100%.
It is a juice hog, but so worth it.
I'm okay with that. Hey, I'm all about the flavor. Even if it takes up a little bit extra juice, it's like, why not? So.
So good. Yeah.
So we have another question in the chat, and I'm trying to find it, but it was, are you guys planning on creating any RDAs, RTAs, anything hardware-wise, or are you guys strictly juice?
We are strictly juice makers.
Yeah, I've had some people talk to me about, making some mods and different things like that, but we just never did it, so right now we just concentrate on the juice.
Very cool. And I think I like that you guys are on that. You guys have your thing. You nailed it down. You started at 100. Now you've got your very solidified flavors. So I think that's great. But we have another question. Michael Helton would like to know, does your Fire Luke ever leak?
No, it doesn't leak unless I have it.
The temperature down.
If you have the temperature too low, like if you have it on 60 or 50 and you're trying to vape, it doesn't work well like that. I crank it up to 85. The max is 90. But no, the only time it leaks, sometimes I'll throw it in my purse and it'll be like sideways, and then I'll have a little bit of leak. So it does have to be straight up, otherwise it will leak. But
okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, so it seems like it's a pretty good tank, unless you're, like it's a good sedentary tank.
Yeah, don't do a headstand.
Yeah, don't do a headstand.
That's not good.
And we'll be good. I like to see the tank that doesn't leak when I do a headstand, so. So you guys, we've got a couple more minutes until Christian hops on, about 5-6 more minutes. And for those of you who tuned in recently, we have Christian Buckingham from Spike TV's Ink Master joining us in about 5 to 6 minutes. He's friends with Alex and Brandi, so the three of them and me are going to be going, asking some questions. So keep an eye out for that, you guys. We're going to be drawing the winner for that giveaway around 7:40, 7:45-ish. So Brandi and Alex, I'd love to ask you guys, are there any other eJuice brands that you guys admire and why, I guess? Because it's a community. It's like people compete with each other in the same space, but it's also like you want people to succeed. So it's always interesting to hear other brands' takes on other brands.
So one of the brands that I've always admired, they've been around, they've done a lot for the business, is Five Ponds. So sometimes people, everybody's got their opinions and stuff, but what Five Ponds has done for the industry, they've been involved in lawsuits before that paved the way for a lot of us not to get into those lawsuits. RJ and his team, Vince, just all of these guys, the way they treated their brand. When I created Mob Liquid, it was kind of like, that's who I want to be, when I was doing it. I always kept my prices high. I think I'm actually possibly higher on some of my prices. I still have people paying me $65.99 for 120 ml bottles retail.
Wow.
In an industry that prices, you can find them for $5 a bottle or something nowadays. To see the value that there's still people are willing to pay for a product that they believe in, the way we treat the brand. Five Ponds, what they've done with their marketing, the way they treat their brand, you can see that those are people that care about what they're selling. Nowadays, there's so many different brands that will, put whatever, a goofy face on a label and just put it out there, and there you go, here it is, let's sell 1 million bottles or whatever. Well, they come and go. Those brands will go. They have a shelf life of between maybe 5 months, and if you're lucky, it'll reach a year or something, and then they kind of, fade off and disappear. Some of our brands, like Mob Liquid, and I believe Five Ponds is, one of the best at it, is those are real brands that have been around, and they've still beat the test of times, in this business. That's pretty hard with so many other competitors out there. But my answer on that is definitely Five Ponds. RJ and those guys are a great team. You can tell just by the way they carry themselves, the way they talk about their products, and the way they put their products in the vape shops, how they care about their juice. And me as a manufacturer, the way I love Mob Liquid and things that we do with it, like we have some setups that we give to our good customers. It's a little bit extra. It's, different stuff that we'll show you one day when you come to the lab what we do. There are different things that we do for our customers that other people don't do. But definitely Five Ponds.
Definitely. I love their flavors, first of all. And I think that really says something about the quality of the flavor in a market where not just that you have so many competitors, but consumers are constantly looking for the least expensive option. People are always like, whenever we put out questions, what can we be doing better? What would you guys want for sales? It's always lower prices.
Yeah.
Which means, that if you guys are still able to charge that much and to keep it a premium and to keep everything running as smoothly as it is and to have that base of people that are still willing to pay, that is really a testament to the quality of your product, I think. And anyone else like Five Ponds. So.
And we definitely, we've lowered our prices. I know that I've even seen Five Ponds this year just lower theirs. But we have lowered our prices as well. And to our good customers, they have coupon codes and things like that we give out.
And you've got the golden ticket thing.
$500.
Yeah, you find Jimmy Hoffa in a bottle and you could win, $500 cash. It's a pretty cool promo. It's always ongoing. So.
Definitely. So we have a question, and I think it would be great to kind of highlight a little bit about this right before Christian hops on, because he'll be on in about a minute or so. But what can we expect from Mob Liquid in the future, collaborations-wise, and all that good stuff?
We got a couple things that we're still working on and doing, and a couple big people in the industry that we're hoping to maybe do some collaboration with. The line that we're going to be talking about in a little bit, it was brought to me from my brother, who is the owner of Illuminati, Brian Mazzola. So when he brought that, that's one of the collabs that we've done with Christian Buckingham, which you guys are going to meet in a second. He's a great guy.
Who just logged on. Hello, Christian, welcome.
Christian, what's up?
You're streaming live. We can't hear you though, buddy.
Maybe his audio's not.
Oh, did you have a mic or something?
Sure.
I'll be right back. Yeah.
Can't hear you. Let's try it again. You want to speak? Can't hear you.
Let me see.
Well, while he gets that set up, you guys, for those of you who are watching, I'm going to go ahead and introduce you all to Christian Buckingham over here to my right on the screen. And let's see, hold on. Let's see if I can do anything to... Christian, can you try saying hi again? Let's test it. Christian, can you try saying something again for us? Oh, I think he's frozen. All right, you guys. Well, while they figure that out, I'm going to introduce you guys. This is Christian Buckingham. He was on Ink Master, the show on Spike TV. It's pretty much a competition where these artists come out and they compete in tattoo competitions. It's a lot like pretty much any other show you've seen, but with tattoos, and it's way more intense, way cooler. And Christian is a huge advocate for vaping and a friend of Alex's, so we want to get him on the show here tonight. So while they're figuring that out, you guys, be sure in the chat to give Christian a very, very warm welcome. He's going to be answering some questions for us towards the end of the show, and he will also be here with us for our giveaway. So while he figures this out, we're going to try to fix this whole situation so y'all can hear him and so that it's not as frozen or as glitchy, and then we're going to keep going. So let me see. Christian, you want to try saying hi again?
Oh, can you hear that?
Yes, we can hear you now. We got you.
All right, cool.
Hello, Christian, and welcome. You're live streaming right now on eJuices.com live. I just introduced you to the whole of our audience, so feel free to say hello. They're all in the live chat right now.
Thanks for having me. Hello, everybody.
Thank you so much for coming on the show with us. Alex called me a few hours ago and was like, hey, I know Christian Buckingham from Ink Master, and he's a huge vaping advocate, and, you know, I've got some really cool stuff going on with him right now, so I got to get him on the show. So I'm so happy to have you. I've watched Ink Master. Totally awesome show. Love what you do. So...
Right on, cool. Yeah, I enjoy doing it. It's a lot of fun.
Very cool. So I have some questions for the three of you guys. Christian, what we're doing is on eJuices.com live. We've been asking Alex and Brandi a lot of questions about Mob Liquid, kind of their manufacturing process, their branding process, and they're both out here in Vegas, and, you know, we're located in Vegas, so we've also been doing some Vegas-centric questions regarding vaping. So they've been awesome at answering our questions, and we have some questions for the both of you guys right now. And then towards the end of the show, we're actually doing a giveaway. So you and Alex and Brandi will be present for that. But essentially, the winner number one is going to get the entire Mob Liquid line. Winner number 2 is going to receive PMS, and winner number 3 is going to receive 4 bottles out of a very, very special collection that is close to you and Alex's heart. And I would love to let you guys kind of talk about that and introduce that together on our live show, if you wouldn't mind.
Absolutely, I'm down.
Very cool. So, Alex, Christian, take it away. Tell us about what you guys have got going on right now.
So, my brother Brian, he's not here right now, but Brian from Illuminati came to me, said, hey, I got, me and Christian are very good friends. We could, put this line together and do this and that. So we talked to Christian and made him a partner on the lines and we have 8 flavors registered with the FDA, but we only are putting out 4 of them for right now. And, so far everything's been great. We kind of just started this whole thing, and you want to talk a little bit about it, Christian?
Yeah, I think the best part is I knew absolutely nothing about the vape industry, and these guys were kind enough to bring me in, other than that, I am a huge advocate for vape. I smoked for over 30 years and haven't had a cigarette in over 3 years now, and largely because of Alex's brother Brian was a huge help to me. So I'm, more than just like starting a new line. I think it's been awesome because I'd like to see every cigarette smoker in America pick up a vape and never do it again, so.
Definitely. I think that's literally everyone in this chat and on this show is, everybody wants that. So can you guys go over what those flavors are and kind of like the profiles of them for our audience and for the winner who's going to receive 4 bottles of it?
Yeah.
So you can do
it, Christian, if you want. What are the flavors that you do on my brother's? Those the 2 that he made.
I'm not sure which 2 it was. I know we've got Snake Bite, which is a vanilla custard. We've got Carnivore, which is a pink mango, or peach mango, excuse me. We've got Kiss of Death is a strawberry nectarine. That one's really cool. And then Madam Butterfly, which is like a kind of a Smarties flavor. So kind of a pretty good variety for everybody. Right now I'm rocking Snake Bite a lot. I love the custards. So
very cool. So winner number 3, you're going to receive those 4 flavors as part of our giveaway. So guys, if you haven't already entered this giveaway, I'm going to be picking the winner in about 15-20 minutes before we wrap up the show. So go ahead and enter that giveaway because we've got some awesome prizes. So Christian, of course, we have a million questions about your time on Ink Master. And, even some vape-related questions combined into that. So Alex, Brandi, I'm going to just turn some of the questions over to Christian real quick. And then at the end, I've got some questions for the 3 of you guys before we're wrapping up and everything. So Christian, I just saw this. This is actually one of the later questions that was just asked by Ralph in the live chat, but I myself actually had this as a question for you. Did you vape on the show?
Yes. They tried to get me to not vape. Like when I first got there, they wanted to take my vape away because a previous cast member years ago had gotten caught doing something illegal with vape. And so it was, obviously something a little different. And so they didn't want to allow him. And I just said, hey, listen, if you take my vape away for 2 months, we're going to get more drama than TV can handle. So they were good about it. And actually, my mod has a special place in Ink Master backstage. There's when you go out onto the set, there's like a little cubby hole that they hold batteries for cameras and stuff like that. And I refused to let the producers take my vape. So I was like, no, don't worry, you'll never see it on camera. It's okay. And so I still have like a special slot that says Christian's Vape right on the set, and I love it. I think it's great.
That's amazing. So they still let you do it. It was just not, not for general audience sort of thing.
Right. You can't do it on screen or anything like that. You can't show it. But I always had my vape with me, and sure, it's a high stress situation too. So it's like I needed my vape with me.
And then you're tatting people up, and your breath smells like strawberry custard. I'm sure it's better than. Love it. Very cool.
The best part too is nobody ever complains about the smell. I never walked by with a cigarette and had people say, "Oh, that smells nice."
Yeah. And then you turn around a corner, it's like Disneyland. You're like, "Oh, awesome! There's like a bakery or something," and then it's like a vapor, and you're like, "Just kidding," but I don't mind. I don't mind that I walked into your cloud of strawberry, like.
Yeah. That's one of the reasons though that we were talking about, like we wanted to do a line that was kind of like, because I'm like supposed to be like a cool tattooer or something, you know what I mean? Like, so
something like that.
You know, they're like, what are you vaping, you know? And it's like, oh, fluffy bunny. So I want to
sprinkled kisses, puppy tails. That's funny. That's funny.
A little bit tougher names, and the packaging's real cool, and you know, it just kind of fits the lifestyle a little better. So you know,
definitely. And I'm sure that you feel a lot cooler when you're vaping mob liquid then, because you're like, no, I got the Gotti, you know, like instead of puffy pancakes.
It's on the same wavelength for that, you know.
Definitely. So we got another question in the live chat for you from One Day Zay May. My question for Christian is, how much for a chest piece? LOL.
Probably not as bad as people think, but you know, it always depends.
All right.
Christian.
Oh yeah, that's right. We've got a promo going. You can win it for $20. Yeah, we've got a promo going for the launch of the Buckingham eLiquids. If you go onto our website, every single bottle you buy enters you for it. Or you can also buy a raffle if you're not a vapor. But yeah, every bottle is entered, and somebody's going to get picked March 20th. They'll get flown to Baltimore. We're going to tattoo them for a full day at Halo's shop from season 4, and then take them for a helicopter tour of the city. So,
oh my God.
That's our second prize. Yeah, grand prize we haven't announced yet, but it's going to be ridiculous.
Oh my God. Okay, well, what is this website so we can put it in the main chat for everyone so that they can enter?
It's www.buckinghameliquid.com, and everything's posted real clearly up there. You can see all the contest rules and how to enter.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. Guys, that is definitely something, if you're interested in any of those things, which I think a majority of people in this chat are, that you guys are going to want to enter. So we're going to go ahead and post that in the chat in just a minute, so that if you guys want to enter that, you should definitely feel free to do so. So we have, I'm just going to keep them coming because everybody's got a lot of questions for you, Christian. Michael wants to know, what was it like being on the show? What was the most interesting and challenging aspect of being on the show?
Oh, man. I mean, that's a really long question, but it was awesome. It's the best and worst thing you ever done. I mean, it's a crazy experience. You know, I would do it again anytime they ever called me. It's a once-in-a-lifetime thing, and I think the best parts of being on the show was just the connections you make. I mean, I just got a, like, we love you thing from Serbia yesterday. That's awesome. You know, it's amazing. The connections with people, you know, it allows my wife and I to travel and stuff. The worst parts is getting used to haters, you know, because I mean, anytime you're in the public eye, you get a lot of haters, and I think that sometimes when you go online and you see a lot of stuff like that, you're like, and you just have to remember, hey, that happens to anybody who's in the public eye. So, yeah, but all around, very, very good experience.
Very cool. Yeah, I'm sure that with that, when you become a public figure, it's like all of a sudden, yeah, you have all this spotlight on you, but then, you know, with the good comes the bad for sure. So that's something that I'm sure you have to get adjusted to.
Yeah, and I mean, I can be a little rough around the edges, so I knew it was coming.
But people love that on TV, right? They love people who are rough around the edges. They don't want somebody who's boring and just going to sit there and behave themselves. There's no fun in that.
Everybody always says, you know, oh, I wish the show had no drama, and I'm like, no, you don't.
Yeah, no, that's why you keep coming back.
Right, absolutely.
Exactly. Very cool. Very cool. KBN would like to know, do you see a lot of vapors that go into the shop that get, do you see a lot of vapors go into the shop that get tats?
Absolutely. That's, you know, it's one of the big reasons that we started this line is because, you know, every shop I go to, every convention I go to, I'm seeing more and more people converting to vape. And, you know, I travel really extensively. I've been in 47 states so far. And everywhere I go, vaping is just getting bigger and bigger. And I thought, you know, I mean, me, Alex, and Brian just realized that, you know, maybe it was time to start appealing to that community because it's already taken off like crazy. So yeah, tattoo people are converting. Absolutely.
Very cool. Yeah, that seems, we were just talking about, me and Alex and Brandi were talking about Vegas earlier and kind of how a lot of cities were, you know, like industry leaders, and a lot of larger cities that are maybe not as you know, not as like tech savvy as like the West Coast, or, you know, or like for Chicago, it's just so big and there's so many people.
Sure.
That it's just kind of beginning to catch on to those like larger, more old-fashioned cities versus the cities like Vegas or like in California, where it's a little bit more like with it and hip and, you know.
Yeah, I agree, and I've noticed that too, that it's very regional, and you know, different places you're going to see more. I saw a lot of vapors in Florida, you know, but yeah, it just hopefully it just keeps catching on like wildfire, and we see it everywhere, you know.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I think that it has been, especially over the past 2 years. It's been,
Yeah.
like, I was just telling them, like, I have a vape shop across the street from where I live. I have, like, 2 vape shops, like, right down the road from me now. So, Michael would like to know if you endorse any vape brands other than Buckingham, eLiquid, and Mob. If you don't.
Man, I have not really immersed myself in the vape community. I'm not. It's more just I stuck with the guys that I knew because they helped me a lot. I've tried a lot of different brands, but the truth is I went with, you know, Brian and Alex because that's what I always liked the most, and I didn't. You know, I tried a lot of liquids that I just didn't really like, and I'm kind of a picky guy, and I found a few flavors and styles that I liked, and I just kind of, you know, went with that. So now I endorse Buckingham liquids and Mob liquid. Illuminati, you know, that's genuinely my favorite stuff. That's why I'm in business with them. So, yeah.
Very cool. TJ Stacy wants to know, Christian, where do I have to go to get inked by you, man?
Oh man. Wherever I am that week. We're traveling still until about July. I'm booked and traveling still all up and down the East Coast, Toronto and Baltimore and Richmond and you know, a bunch of places. And then it looks like we're, you know, our plans change a lot, but we're looking to maybe settle down in New England. So we like that a lot. And I think, you know, just we've got some stuff going on up there business wise. And, you know, I really want to work on this brand. And I think that might be a good place for it. So
very cool. Very cool. Expanding it out there if it's not too big either. Or if it is, then just kind of building on that. But so we have a few more questions, about 2 more that are specifically for Christian, and then a couple of questions that are for the 3 of you guys. Ralph would like to know, and you don't have to reveal this, it's totally fine. He wants to know what the name of your shop is. So,
you know, I was partnered in Basilica in Las Vegas. That was the shop I was representing on season 9, but you know, we dissolved the partnership, and you know, my wife and I just decided we wanted to hit the road. So right now I am, we're a couple of gypsies, and you know, I can best be found at any all my social media, you know, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. It's all under Christian Buckingham, or Lucky Gypsy is what we're going to be setting up. We're planning to open a shop here in the fairly near future, and so look out for Lucky Gypsy coming soon.
I love that name.
Rad with it.
Lucky
well,
Gypsy, I love that.
You know, we feel very blessed. We're very, very lucky in life, and we're a couple of true blue gypsies.
Love it, dude. Now for the last question, just geared towards Christian, and then we have a few for you guys, the 3 of you, before we draw this giveaway winner. Are we gonna see you on Ink Masters All Stars if they have one?
Oh man, there's a lot of people been calling that for a long time. They want to see the All Star season. I'd love to see it. You know, unfortunately, if I was gonna do it, I couldn't tell you. You know, that's just how all the contracts work. But you know, I can't say anything. But I've got a feeling it won't be the last time I show up. I like working with them. They like working with me, and you know, I've still got a couple of things to prove.
Awesome, very cool. We'll be waiting though. If they do, I'll be looking for you.
Yeah,
we'll all be looking for
absolutely.
You. So, okay, for all 3 of you guys, Juice Man Dan would like to know, question for Christian and Alex and Brandi. With the new news coming out claiming that vaping puts toxic metals in your system that was just debunked, how do these bogus studies affect you? / have you even heard of them?
You know, I got some
fake news. Fake news. It was alternative facts.
Yeah, I mean the Royal College of physicians said 95% safer. You know, those are people that I'm going to listen to compared to just news channels and people out there just saying whatever they want to say. You get all these different groups, the health groups, health departments of the states, and it almost should be illegal of what they're, you know, trying to put out there, saying that
It should be.
Yeah, it should be. I mean, did you know vaping is more addictive than heroin? It's like, what kind of statement is that? What you're saying,
one thing I recommend to people is listen to their own body. You know, I mean, I don't need a study to tell me that I feel completely different. I mean, I'm sorry, but I see this stuff all the time and it's constantly debunked, and I couldn't care less because I know when I quit smoking that my body was telling me that I was sick. I was not, you know, I think it actually infuriates me because I really thought, like, I'm gonna end up dying of emphysema or something. I have a tattoo of a skull with a bunch of cigarettes hanging out of his mouth because I said that's the thing that's gonna kill me. It's the one thing I can't kick. And I did, and I haven't had a cigarette for 3 years. I taste better, I hear better, or smell better, I mean. You know, I sleep better. I don't cough all the time. My voice is better. I know it's better for me.
Sounds like it gave you guys superpowers. You're like, everything is just...
well, it kind of is, you know? You feel like a whole different person.
It's true.
So,
True. Yeah, I mean, I've watched videos from me, you know, way back when, like 10 years ago, and I can hear the difference in my voice just watching videos. It sounds so raspy, and I just sounded totally different back then from smoking cigarettes. So I know what it does. I know what it's done for me. And, you know, waking up in the morning, not coughing, not running out of breath when you go up the stairs. So I know it works.
Yeah.
What it's done for me. Yeah.
Absolutely.
They don't want you to be well. You know, we live in a system that everybody knows it. They don't want you to be well. They're constantly doing stuff to keep people sick, keep them, you know,
Band-Aid it.
And vaping's a huge threat to that.
Oh yeah, pharmaceutical companies, they make money. Everybody loses. You know, everybody.
Right.
If vaping wins, then a lot of these big guys are losing. And you know, if we just keep doing what we're doing, it seems like it's happening little by little. I'm the co-chairman of Nevada Vaping Association here.
Oh, wow. I didn't even know that. That's awesome.
I fly to Carson City and I hire a lobbyist every time session is in, which is going to be in right now in 2019. And I always fought with our lobbyists to teach everybody over there that let's be the open state for vaping. And that's why there's so many companies. I mentioned you guys just last year, Tina, how you guys came from California because all the different things they're doing out there to Las Vegas. I mentioned local vape. I mentioned so many other people that have come out here because of this. And, you know, again, I'm tired of hearing what they say. It's like some of them, you know, they just say whatever they want, and then we can't say what we want. But the people know. I think certain people are starting to see the way our government works, and some things are right, some things are wrong. But for the most part, the people are starting to catch their own brains. You know, it's like I got a senator like Senator Joe Heck, who's an ex-Marine. He's also a doctor, and he's sitting with me in meetings saying, Alex, I'd much rather have everybody do nothing at all. But if they did, I'd rather have them vaping than smoke.
Right.
And that's coming straight from their mouth, you know. So it's just a fact. It's better and safer, you know.
It's huge, and I think that it is especially cool that we live in the time, you know, the day and age that we do, where technology is makes everything so accessible so that people can, unfortunately there is a lot of fake news, to your credit, Christian, but it's also that we live in a world where you can do the research and you can get information, and you don't have to be fooled by large companies that are telling you that something's bad or good or trying to control your perception of it, because you have the information at your disposal. And I think that that's what's really making a huge difference, that it's not just that people blindly believe whatever people are telling them, especially when it comes to certain institutions that should be telling you the truth but aren't. That we have now all of this technology at our disposal, all of this information, and I think, and especially even when it comes to advocacy, spreading the word and people really getting involved with this, even this live show right now would not have been possible a few years ago. So I think that's a huge part.
One of the things that frustrates me too is that, you know, the information is so easy to get, because I heard all the popcorn lung and stuff when I first started, and it scared the hell out of me, and I was like, okay. But it took very little independent research to completely debunk half of that, well, 99% of it.
Right.
And, people say, oh, the studies aren't in and we don't know. Yeah, we do. There are studies. It has been pretty clearly shown that vaping is, for all intents and purposes, relatively harmless, especially compared to cigarettes, and a multitude of other things.
Yes. Definitely.
I'd rather my kid vape than eat at McDonald's.
True.
Pick your poison, right? Just kidding. But so I got one more question for you guys, and then we're gonna go ahead and pick the winner of this giveaway. And then maybe one or two wrap-up questions and wind the show down. But how did you guys end up meeting? I know that you guys know each other, and I know that you guys are working together, but how did you guys all end up meeting?
I actually taught Christian how to tattoo. And, I don't know if you know.
Are you you're the master of tattoo.
Master of tattoos.
He's the ink artist. The master.
Yeah. And he learned everything from No.
That's how I remember it too, Alex.
I met Christian through my brother, Brian Mazzola with Il Pluminati. He's actually got a shop out here, I Heart Vape. Off of Dean Martin. But I met him from Christian. He talked to me about the whole idea, and then Christian came out here, and right away me and him didn't like each other, and that's how we became friends.
That's hilarious. Very cool. So how long have you guys been friends then?
Well, I've known Brian for, I guess, about 3 years, and Alex and I really have only known each other for, I don't know, maybe not even a year, but we all just got along very well right off the bat, and I think there was a good mutual understanding of how we wanted to do things. We've agreed on almost everything that we've done the entire way, and I think there's a big level of trust between everybody involved. And I've known Brian long enough that the guys these are two of the most stand-up guys I've ever worked with, so it was kind of just a no-brainer.
Very cool. So cool to see that you guys are supporting the same cause. You guys are coming out with this liquid line. It's awesome. So speaking of liquid lines, we are going to go ahead and pick those giveaway winners. We've got 3 winners, you guys. I'm going to go ahead and draw them right now. So let's see. Give me a drum roll, please, you guys. We got 3 winners, and remember, you have to be present. If you're not here, I'm moving on to other winners, you guys. So everybody in the chat have a chance at winning. But all right.
I'm out of mob liquid.
I mean, maybe we can do another giveaway just for you. Okay, you guys, we have our 3 winners, so I'm gonna go ahead and show the screen. And you guys, if you are here in the chat, please say that you are here so that we don't have to redraw any other winners. So you guys, here are our number 1, 2, and 3 winners. So we have Misty B is winner number 1. Congratulations, Misty. You are getting the entire Mob Liquid line. Next, we have Michael H. Congratulations, Michael H. You are getting PMS, which is an amazing flavor and a hilarious name. And Kim B., congratulations. You are getting 4 flavors of the brand new Buckingham e-liquid, which we are going to be giving you. And you're going to have to tell us all how much you like it, because I know that it's going to be delicious. So please let us know that you guys are here in the chat. We'll take a minute. And if you are here and you did win one of these prizes, please email us at eJuicescom@gmail.com, and I'll make sure that everybody gets your information and your address so that we can get you those products. So everybody, let's see in the chat. So Michael's here. Misty's here. Let's see. Is everyone here? Okay, Misty's here.
No free juice for you, Kim.
Kim, come on. Kim, if you don't say it, we're going to have to redraw someone else. So you guys, while we wait for Kim, we got some wind down questions, and then if Kim doesn't pop on, I'll go ahead and pick another third place winner. But I mean, in closing, you guys, are there any sort of words you'd like to give to people, either about Mob Liquid or the vape industry in general? Christian, anything you'd like to throw in regarding vaping in general to our audience?
No.
He's like, I said my piece, I'm done.
I'm done. One thing I want to say is support the guys that are doing it right out there. You know,
Yeah.
There's a lot of people making juice out there. You'll look at their labels, look at certain things that you don't even know who the owners are. You don't know where it's coming from. You know, support the guys that are doing it right. There's a lot of, you know, not just Mob Liquid, there's a lot of other groups out here in Vegas and California. There's so many juice makers out there that are doing it right, and give them a chance. You know, support them. Bring them to your shops. You'll be surprised how many customers will be happy that you did. You know, so.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Brandi, anything you'd like to add?
You want to sing a song?
Oh.
There's a song? I thought there was. I was like, is it like mobbing, like steady? I don't know, like jingle, like anything.
No, it's just that, you know, we take pride in our e-liquid. Every product that we make, I take pride in making it, creating it from start to finish, and you know, that's just about it. I really take pride in our product and love every single thing that we come out with, and yeah, give it a try.
Awesome.
Yeah, I was pretty amazed when I saw you guys' facility. I think that was what sold me, was when, you know, I actually got to see where you guys, you know, do everything. I was so impressed with how incredibly clean and professional. It was like you were walking into some, you know, lab with. It was just, well, I even posted a video of it. I just thought it was cool, and like, yeah, this isn't people making it in their kitchen, man. Like, this is legit, and it's a great product, and you guys are, you know, the care that you put into it, I think, was super impressive, and I think that's what really sold me at the end, for sure.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for your insight and for answering all of our questions tonight. We really, really, really appreciate it. I'm going to go ahead and pick another winner since Kim hasn't really touched in on the chat, you guys. So our third new winner is Jason N. Jason, let us know that you were in the chat. You're going to be receiving those 4 flavors from Buckingham e-liquid, and it's brand new. It's coming out on the scene. So if you're in the chat, Jason, let us know. Say, I am here, and we will make sure that you get it. Okay, awesome. He's here. Woo, guys, we have our 3 winners picked. So you guys, email us at eJuicescom@gmail.com, and we are going to go ahead and send that information over to these guys and make sure that you get your products. Get everybody in the chat, give everybody a warm thank you, and congratulations to the winners. Thank you guys so much once again. Is that your dad?
That's my dad, and it's his birthday today.
Happy birthday to the inspiration for Mob Liquid. We're all here about it. We're all here for it. And again, thank you guys so much. Christian, thank you for hopping on the show. It was an honor to have you on here. And it was an honor to have you guys, Alex, Brandi. Thank you to everyone on the show. We'll be back same time next week, 6 p.m. I'm Tina with eJuices.com. We have another thing at the end of the screen, you guys, if you're interested in checking out our brand ambassador program. That's linked under the video as well. I will see you all next week again at 6 p.m. And if you have any other questions for Brandi, Alex, or Christian, go ahead and write them in the comment section underneath the video, and we'll make sure that it gets to them. And what's your guys' dog's name?
Gizmo.
Gizmo? And any questions for Gizmo? Thank you guys. Thank you. I will talk to you guys later, and thank you to everybody in the chat. Have a good night.
Good night.
All right. All right.